drum that spoke at midnight. Long ago, beyond the great hills and deep forests, there lived a peaceful village called Adero. The people lived simply, worked hard, and respected the ancient traditions of their ancestors. At the heart of Adero stood a sacred shrine. Inside was an ancient drum believed to carry the voice of the ancestors. No one was permitted to touch it after sunset. Among the villagers was Kofi, a young farmer with little wealth but a kind heart. Though life had never been easy for him, he always shared whatever little he had with others. One quiet night, Kofi suddenly woke from his sleep. From the darkness came a sound that sent chills through his body. Everyone else remained asleep, but Kofi could not ignore the mysterious sound. Holding his lantern tightly, he followed the beating drum toward the forbidden shrine. As Kofi stepped inside, the drum began to shake. Then, for the first time in generations, the sacred drum spoke. Voiceover. The drum showed Kofi a terrible vision. A great drought was coming. The rivers would disappear, the crops would die, and hunger would spread throughout Adero. There was only one way to save the village. Hidden deep inside the forbidden forest was a magical golden calabash. Whoever found it could restore the land. But the ancestors demanded a price. Kofi would have to sacrifice the thing he valued most before the golden calabash would reveal itself. At dawn, Kofi left the village and entered the forbidden forest. Every step carried him deeper into a place where no ordinary villager had ever returned from. Suddenly, the trees became silent. Before Kofi stood the guardian of the forest, an ancient spirit who had protected the golden calabash for centuries. Kofi reached for the necklace around his neck. It was the last thing his mother had given him before she died. It was the most precious thing he owned. With tears in his eyes, Kofi placed the necklace on the ground. He had lost almost everything in life, but he was willing to lose even his most precious memory to save his people. The forest suddenly came alive. Golden light filled the trees, and the ground opened beneath the ancient tree. There, hidden for generations, was the golden calabash. Kofi returned to Adero with the golden calabash. Rain poured across the village. The rivers returned, and the dying crops became green again. From that day forward, the people remembered one truth. True wealth is not what you possess, but what you are willing to sacrifice for others. But deep inside the shrine, the sacred drum beat once more. Boom! And the ancestors were not finished with it.